We've all heard it, skip your daily latte and you'll be rich. It's a catchy phrase, but is it really true? Let's dig deeper. The idea is simple. If you save $5 a day, that's over $1,800 a year. But here's the thing. Most people aren't missing out on wealth because of coffee. According to a 2022 Bankrate survey, only 32% of Americans buy coffee out at least once a week, and for many, it's an occasional treat, not a daily habit. The so-called latte lie distracts us from the real drivers of financial health. Financial expert Ramit Sethi calls this the myth of small sacrifices, focusing on tiny expenses while ignoring the big wins. Building wealth is about managing your income, tackling big expenses like housing and transportation, handling debt, and investing wisely, not depriving yourself of small joys. For example, the average American spends over $10,000 a year on housing, but only a fraction of that on coffee. Blaming coffee creates needless guilt and ignores the bigger picture. As personal finance author Kristen Wong says, it's easier to blame the latte than to confront the real, often overwhelming, financial challenges we face. Instead of obsessing over tiny purchases, let's focus on the financial moves that actually matter, like negotiating your salary, refinancing debt, or automating your savings. These are the changes that can truly move the needle. This video is for anyone tired of feeling guilty about small pleasures. After all, enjoying a coffee with friends can boost your happiness and well-being, something money can't always buy. We'll break down why the latte advice is so popular, why it misses the mark, and what you should really focus on. You'll hear real stories from people who found financial freedom without giving up their favorite treats. You deserve to enjoy life's little treats while building a secure future. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Let's explore a smarter, more empowering approach to money, one that lets you live your life and reach your goals. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get started on a new way to think about your finances. The latte factor was popularized in the late 1990s by financial author David Bach, who argued that skipping small daily treats, like your morning coffee, could add up to big savings over time. Bach's message, featured in bestsellers like Smart Women Finish Rich, quickly caught on with the public and the media. Financial gurus and talk shows ran with the idea, turning the latte into a symbol of frivolous spending and easy fixes for financial woes. But the advice often targeted women and young people, ignoring deeper economic realities, like stagnant wages, rising living costs, and the gender pay gap. As the latte factor spread, it became easier to blame coffee than to address systemic issues. Public reaction was mixed. Some embraced the advice, while others criticized it for creating a culture of financial shaming and guilt over small joys. Policing every dollar can lead to financial fatigue and giving up on budgeting altogether. The real solution? Build a plan that lets you enjoy life while working toward your goals. Don't let small pleasures become scapegoats for bigger financial problems. Focus on what truly moves the needle. Let's break it down. Say you buy a $5 latte every day. That's about $1,200 a year. Add in the occasional pastry or smoothie, and maybe you're at $500. But now, let's look at the big three: housing, transportation, and food. Rent alone can be $24,000 a year, car payments and insurance $12,000, and groceries $9,600. Suddenly, your coffee habit, and even a few extra treats, are just a drop in the bucket. Focusing on tiny expenses is like patching a dam with tape. It barely makes a dent. For example, if you negotiate your rent down by just 5%, you could save $200 a year, the same as skipping lattes, with a single conversation. Your energy is limited. Spend it where it counts. Focus on the big wins. Major expense cuts, like moving to a less expensive apartment or refinancing a car loan, can free up thousands, not just hundreds. Don't let decision fatigue from penny pinching drain your motivation. It's exhausting to stress over every small purchase. Target the big wins, and you can still enjoy your morning coffee, or whatever small pleasure makes your day. That's how you build wealth, and a life you love. Focus on the big stuff, and let the little joys stay in your budget. Cutting a $5 coffee feels easy, almost like a quick win in a world full of financial uncertainty. It gives us instant results, so we fixate on it. Psychologists say our brains crave immediate feedback, and small expenses offer that satisfaction. Tackling big expenses or negotiating a raise feels daunting and uncertain. Research from Stanford shows people avoid complex financial decisions because they trigger anxiety and fear of failure. Financial gurus know this, so they push simple, actionable advice, even if it's not effective. As behavioral economist Dr. Lisa Feldman explains, people want to feel in control, and small changes feel manageable. Society reinforces this too. There's a sense of pride in making small sacrifices, and it's easy to share these stories online. But obsessing over small cuts distracts us from the real issues. You can skip lattes all year, but if rent eats half your income, you're still stuck. A recent survey found that 60% of people worry more about housing costs than daily spending. True financial progress comes from strategic, not just restrictive thinking. Experts agree, focusing on income growth and major expenses moves the needle. Ask, where can I make the biggest impact? Not, what can I cut today? Like Sarah, who negotiated her salary and paid off debt faster than she ever could by skipping coffee. Be brave, face the big numbers and have the tough conversations. That's where real change happens. When you shift your focus, you don't just save, you transform your financial future. Want to transform your finances? It's not just about cutting back, it's about building up. Focus on earning more, not just spending less. Start by identifying your strengths and marketable skills. There's a limit to how much you can cut, but your earning potential is unlimited. Networking and mentorship can open doors you never expected. Start by negotiating a raise. Research your market value, track your achievements, and make your case. One viewer, Sarah, used this strategy and landed a 15% raise after showing her impact at work. Even a small raise can add thousands to your annual income. Celebrate every win, no matter how small. Invest in new skills or certifications to open doors to better jobs. Free online courses and local workshops can boost your resume fast. Don't be afraid to switch employers for a bigger salary jump. Studies show job hoppers often see faster income growth. Consider a side hustle that fits your skills and schedule. From freelancing to selling crafts, extra income streams are everywhere. One subscriber, Mike, started tutoring online and paid off his credit card in 6 months. Extra income gives you more options to save, invest, and pay off debt. Automate your savings to make progress effortless. Growing your income is the real game changer. Take action, stay consistent, and watch your financial story transform. After boosting your income, it's time to tackle your two biggest expenses, housing and transportation. These costs can vary dramatically depending on where you live, and they've been rising steadily in many regions over the past decade. For renters, the average rent in major cities like New York or San Francisco can be double or triple what you'd pay in smaller towns or the Midwest. If your rent is eating up more than 30% of your income, consider negotiating your lease, moving to a more affordable neighborhood, or even relocating to a city with lower living costs. Research local rents and trends. Many cities have seen sharp increases, but some areas are stabilizing or even dropping. Use this information to your advantage when negotiating or searching for a new place. Homeowners, mortgage rates have fluctuated a lot recently. If rates have dropped since you bought, refinancing could save you hundreds each month. In high-cost regions, renting out a spare room or using short-term rental platforms can help offset your mortgage. Transportation is another major cost, and it's not just about car payments. Gas prices, insurance, maintenance, and parking fees all add up, especially in sprawling cities where public transit isn't an option. In cities with robust public transit, you might save thousands a year by ditching your car. In suburban or rural areas, consider carpooling, downsizing to one vehicle, or even switching to a bike for short trips. No matter where you live, planning errands efficiently, like combining trips or shopping closer to home, can cut down on fuel and time costs. Reducing these big expenses can free up hundreds or even thousands of dollars each month, depending on your region and lifestyle. It takes more effort than skipping coffee, but the payoff is huge, especially as housing and transportation costs continue to rise in many areas. Focus on these categories, compare your costs to regional averages, and look for trends. This is where you'll find the biggest opportunities to save. That's how you create real financial breathing room, no matter where you live. High interest debt, like credit cards and payday loans, is a major roadblock to building wealth. It can feel overwhelming, but you're not alone. Millions face this challenge every day. The interest piles up fast, making it hard to get ahead. For example, a $5,000 balance at 20% interest can cost you over $1,000 a year, just in interest. Start by listing every debt: credit cards, payday loans, store cards, along with their interest rates and minimum payments. This gives you a clear picture of what you're facing. Next, choose a payoff strategy. The debt snowball method means paying off the smallest balance first for quick wins. The avalanche method targets the highest interest rate first, saving you more money in the long run. Consider options like balance transfers, consolidation loans, or even negotiating lower rates with your creditors. These steps can lower your payments and help you pay off debt faster. Change the habits that led to debt. Build a realistic budget, use cash envelopes, and avoid new charges. Small changes, like deleting shopping apps or meal planning, can make a big difference. Every payment you make is progress. Paying off high-interest debt is like earning a guaranteed return, sometimes better than any investment. Every dollar you save on interest is money you can invest in your future. Celebrate small wins along the way. They add up. Real people do this every day, like Sarah, who paid off $10,000 in credit card debt in 2 years by using the avalanche method and sticking to a strict budget. Or Mike and Lisa, who consolidated their debts and celebrated their freedom with a family vacation. Clear your debt, and you'll free up cash for your dreams and your future. Once your income, expenses, and debt are under control, it's time to make your money work for you through investing. Investing is the engine behind real, lasting wealth, thanks to the power of compound growth. When you invest, your money earns returns, and then those returns earn returns too. You don't need to be rich to start. Even small, regular contributions can snowball over time. For example, investing just $50 a month at a 7% annual return could grow to over $10,000 in 10 years, without you lifting a finger. Use workplace retirement plans like a 401k, especially if there's a match. It's free money and a great way to boost your savings. No 401k? Open an IRA, traditional or Roth. Both offer tax advantages that help your money grow faster. Stick to simple, low-cost index or target date funds for instant diversification and lower fees. The key is to start early and invest consistently, even if it's just $50 a month. Time in the market beats timing the market. Automate your contributions so you don't have to think about it. Set it and forget it. The habit matters more than the amount. Consistency is what builds wealth.
Finance Guru. My top tip: don't wait for the perfect time to invest. Start now. Keep it simple and let compound interest do the heavy lifting.
Let your money work for you, not the other way around. The goal isn't deprivation, it's building a secure, fulfilling life. True financial wellness means feeling empowered, not restricted, by your choices. Practice conscious spending. Splurge on what you love, cut what you don't. One woman I know sets aside a joy fund each month, guilt-free, for her favorite treats. Identify what truly brings you joy, whether it's coffee, travel, or something else. Research shows that spending on experiences and meaningful items increases happiness far more than impulse buys. Give yourself permission to spend on your values, guilt-free. Remember, it's okay to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. Cut out expenses that don't serve you, like unused subscriptions or impulse buys. One person shared how canceling just 2 subscriptions freed up enough for a monthly dinner with friends. Free up money for what matters and for your big financial goals. Every dollar you redirect is a step closer to your dreams. Reject the latte lie and the shame that comes with it. Guilt doesn't make you richer. Clarity and intention do. Your finances reflect your choices, not your worth. You are more than your bank balance. Focus on big wins. Earn more, cut major costs, pay off debt, and invest. These moves have a far greater impact than skipping small joys. If your morning latte brings you joy, savor it. Let it be a daily ritual that reminds you life is meant to be enjoyed. You deserve both financial security and life's little pleasures. Spend with intention, celebrate your choices, and let go of guilt. Because a joyful life is a rich life.